In this video I've got a little riddle for you, a little puzzle to see if you can work it out. So if you're interested in trying to work out why someone's pain comes on when it does, and I pose a question for you to work out, then watch the video. Hi, my name's Drew Coverdale. I'm a physiotherapist in the UK. I help patients understand why their persistent pain's developed, why it has persisted, and how to reverse it. If you're interested in this video or any like it, then click on the like, subscribe or share it, and stay up to date with any other similar content. Okay, so this video I'm going to give you a riddle, a puzzle. Why would a patient present with pain in a certain way that they do? And in this scenario, it's a lady who has back pain. And this back pain comes on at certain times. And it puzzles her why it only comes on at certain times. She's a mum, she works full time, she has 2 children. She wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to the toilet, and she has no pain in her back at all, and she goes back to bed. She wakes up at 8 o'clock in the morning and she has pain. So why would that happen? Well, there's very little difference in the physical movement of getting out of bed. It's pretty much identical. It's separated by a few hours, but it's the same physical movements. Now you might think of this in physical terms, which is the first place to look. Why would that happen? But remember, chronic pain, the pattern of pain, doesn't follow structural patterns in the same way. It isn't on and off in the same way as lift my arm and bring my arm down, although that can be relevant. There's other cues in it. So what are the other things that are relevant? And I'm going to give you a clue. I want you to think in terms of the organism sensing a degree of protection that's needed for itself, rather than identifying an amount of damage. Remember, chronic pain really does not relate to structural damage. Very little relationship to structural changes. It's more about a perception, and that can be a conscious perception and an unconscious perception of threat or overload based on past experience, calculating what's current and present, the capabilities of the organism in that situation, and then a prediction of what's likely to come. So does that make it any clearer for you? Let's look at those 2 time points again. So getting up, waking up, a conscious mind isn't really focusing, it isn't really switching on. As you just in that sleep state and you go for a wee, and well, fellas mostly miss the toilet. Women don't usually, but fellas do. That daisy kind of moment where you're just kind of waking up, but you don't wake yourself up because you know you're going to go back to sleep. So there's no real conscious focus on what's to come other than the bathroom. And because there's no conscious focus, there is no threat on what's next, because it's just to the bathroom and back. But the movements are the same, the bending's the same, the sit, the stand, however you manage on the toilet, whether you sit or you stand, it's all the same physically. Now at 8 o'clock, the person gets out of bed. What focus becomes apparent when you're a busy working mum? You've got 2 children, a husband that you probably manage 2 a lot of the time, and you have your own work to go and do. Can you see the sense of focus that comes with that, the sense of intent with what's to come? Now, if that appears overloading to someone, and it can appear overloading to all of us sometimes, and the behaviours normally in the presence of those threats, I say that in a way that helps you understand that people you love can be a threat, because they're the ones you do anything for. Through fatigue, through pain, through exhaustion, you do that for them. And in the emergency state you do it, and even if it went on a long time, but there's a threshold for which your organism, the systems of your body that you use to do that, can survive that, endure it. And if you've persistently pushed for those things and always done as soon as you've seen or recognised those cues, then there's a short circuit in now. You don't get the warnings, you don't get the gradual build up. The brain bang, straight away triggers the pain to prevent the behaviours that are usually present in the presence of those cues. And that's why as soon as the day starts and the focus on the different tasks, and for this lady it was lots and lots, that has the ability to trigger pain in the presence of the same movements that were present a few hours earlier when she just went for a wee. I hope that example kind of crystallises this view, not of pain as a proof of damage. It's a physically felt pain, but it's amplified by the sense of threat based on the focus of the person on the tasks in front of them and the ones long after that. And you can all wake up and open your eyes and have a list of 20 things to do, and they can all be good, bad and indifferent. You could have one focal point of an exam and you know how that makes you feel. You could have one funeral, you could have one party to go to, you could have one great reunion where you can meet someone you love, and they'll all have a different effect on you physiologically on the moment you choose the thought. Every thought is a feeling, but if you get so good at not feeling these earlier sensations that come with these thoughts, and these thoughts are perpetually driven and pushing and fighting, don't be surprised if the pain comes with such a shock that you didn't see it coming, because that's what happens to this lady. She can then start to change the anticipation of that, change the belief that she is physically injured or damaged. She may not be able to change the tasks immediately, but she might be able to find some time in that busy day where she can attend to herself. And finding that balance in all of us, in all of our lives, especially at times of stress and overload, is key. You can have all of those things with pain, but you can have all of those stressful things without pain. Pain is simply telling you to try, not to try. Pain is simply telling you to find that balance. So look at the cues in your life or your patient's lives where their triggers are anticipatory, predictive, yes, with movement, but what's their feelings when they move and what's the context in which they are moving. What a great riddle. Sometimes it's tough one to work out, but fascinating to observe. See if it helps you understand your pain or your patient's pain a little bit better.